Good evening, everyone. How's everybody tonight? That's right. Thank you. My name is Leslie Gould. I am the very proud executive director of the Greater Beverly Chamber of Commerce. And I just want to welcome all of you to our Power of Women Kickoff for 2026. So thank you so much, everyone, for coming. We have some housekeeping to do. First, I want to recognize everyone on the Power of Women Committee and our chairperson as well, Linda Turcotte. So everybody either stand up or wave around or whatever. I want everyone who's on this committee, we got a lot of people working this. This is definitely one of the best committees we have because everyone puts their ideas out on the table and it's really a working collaborative committee. And it's just awesome as a director to just sit back and watch, and I love that. I want to thank BevCam for being here tonight. They are taping this for a future broadcast, so thank you so much. Don't forget to eat. I also want to recognize Employers Against Domestic Violence, which a lot of you may have seen us over the last couple of years partner with them. I personally feel like this is an incredibly important organization. There are a lot of people that are with you either tonight or at your work or a friend that might be going through a domestic violence situation. And the workplace, I don't know, David, do you want to say a couple of words?
Sure.
Why not? I mean, you would say it better than me, but I believe in this so strongly because there are people living in fear, and we don't want that to happen. We want to help them.
Great. Wasn't expecting this, but hello, everyone. Yeah, so Employers Against Domestic Violence is an organization designed to educate employers about the issue of domestic violence and why it is a workplace and business issue. 1 in 3 women and 1 in 7 men have been, are, or will be in an abusive relationship in their lifetime. 1 in 3 women. Look at this room. How many women are here, right? It's a frightening statistic. And if you're a domestic violence victim, that doesn't stay at home. So the word domestic is kind of a misnomer. It follows you through your life. Most of us work, so it's going to follow you at work. So what we do is prepare employers about domestic violence and how to handle it in the workplace. And if you'd like to get some information and some free hand sanitizer, stop by and see me.
Thank you so much, David. Thank you. Very important. With everything that we do here at the Chamber, all of our events, our sponsorship is key to our survival. Membership only covers a portion for the organization. So in order to operate, we are so grateful to all of you who sponsored. So if you just give me a minute, I'm gonna start with our bronze sponsors. And if you're here, stand up, raise your hand, whistle, I don't know. Our bronze sponsors, starting with Align for Life Chiropractic, Be True Promotions, Seaside Graphics, Maggie, the Children's Center for Communication, Beverly School for the Deaf is here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Our silver sponsors are Beth Israel Lahey Health, Beverly Hospital, Historic Beverly, Greater Beverly YMCA. I almost said Greater Beverly Chamber. RP Headshots, The Current Beverly, Harbor Light Homes, Seashore Comfort Solutions, Cross Insurance, and BevCam as our media. Yes, love that. And then our gold sponsors, and I'm going to call them up, but our gold sponsors, Great Point Wealth Advisors, Institution for Savings, and Turcotte Homes. And I would love to invite both Elise up from Institution for Savings and Linda Turcotte up from, Turcotte Homes. And Kelly, you want to say anything? Come on, Kelly. Say a couple, come on. It's your time.
Hello, everybody. Elise Hunt from the Institution for Savings. Thank you to Leslie and the committee. We're so thrilled to be part of this chamber. The programming is just amazing, and to see a room full of women, the potential here for community and engagement is just endless. So thank you all for coming tonight. We're thrilled to be a sponsor of this event. We are one of the oldest and I think one of the best community savings banks in the area. So if you have the chance, come check out our awesome Beverly staff, who we have a few here tonight. So thank you and enjoy the evening.
Hi, everyone. I'm Linda Turcotte with Turcotte Homes of Keller Williams Evolution. I am thrilled to be here tonight. As a gold sponsor as well as chair of the Power of Women, our amazing Power of Women committee. As Leslie said, it's so collaborative, and it's just a joy to work with these ladies. So I've been in real estate for about 10 years. I love what I do. There's no better feeling than helping someone achieve their dream of home ownership. So my home base is Beverly in the North Shore, but I also am licensed in New Hampshire and Maine, so if anybody's considering a move, give me a call. Enjoy the evening.
All right. Leslie seems to always get a microphone in front of me, even though I hate them. Good evening, everybody. I'm Kelly DeFelice. I am the Client Service Coordinator for Matt Schroeder at Great Point Wealth. I've only worked for him for a few months now, but what I can tell you is I actually met him through the Greater Beverly Chamber, and he was there for me when I needed a new career after changing careers after 25 years. So I'm very appreciative to have him in my life as well as the Chamber. And for the past few years, he has been a gold sponsor for the Power of Women. He feels so strongly that this program is supported, and he's, I think, 3 years now been a gold sponsor. So he couldn't be here tonight, but he was hopeful that you would all give him a call if you need some advice.
Okay, well, very quickly. So how did we get to this point tonight? We plan 4 events for the series, and we always think about what would be a real POW for our kickoff. And very quickly, I try not to steal your thunder, Kim, but my personal, so with this wonderful person in the back, I used to watch Channel 7 religiously in the morning with my kids as we got ready for school. I know it's true, et cetera. And I just found Elena Pinto, the traffic reporter, who was starting to get on the anchor desk, who was starting to get out there reporting. I found her to be not just adorable, but fun, exactly what the morning needed. She was a fresh face. I could tell that she was on the beeline to literally great stardom here in Boston. And when she left or disappeared, I was like, I did notice. And I remember saying to my kids, geez, Elena Pinto, she's not on anymore. And so I was like, all right, so I kept watching Channel 7, no offense. Sorry. And then the news came out of what happened. And I was like, you know what? I'm changing the channel. I'm all set. And then about a year went by, don't see her. And then all of a sudden she pops up on my Instagram. And I have been following her. And I was like, oh my God, there she is. This is great. And I'm going to let you tell the story, but I have to tell you, if you do not follow Elena, you must. She's fun. She gives you great ideas of places to go, businesses, and of course, as a chamber director, I instantly was attracted to what she was doing on Instagram because she was going to businesses and doing little stories about them. So definitely follow her. Help this girl out. She needs to be #1 successful. Okay, Kim Kerrigan. I'm very grateful that I have known Kim Kerrigan probably for 25 years. And I'm really grateful that our lives have, intersected at many crossroads at every chamber that I've been at. And I also appreciate the fact that she's always willing to step up and be in a fashion show or be the moderator or be the guest and tell her story. And let me tell you, the two of these folks together are going to be amazing because they share a very similar story. I think you're all going to be inspired. So I will be popping around to take some photos here and there, but I'm going to introduce Kim. And don't forget to get your questions ready because I think you're going to really want to know. Thank you so much.
Yes, I was 10 when I first met Leslie. Because I'm here first, I get this side. This is my better side, so I've got it. And she has every side is a good side. All right, love. Absolutely. Good to see everybody. Great to be here with you. Yeah, absolutely. I've had the great pleasure of some other, being involved with some other events with the Chamber. So there's lots of familiar faces in the room, and that is really terrific. So thank you for being here. Mother Nature, of course, warmed it up for us so fabulously that we could all get here, and so it's great to see you. I do this frequently. I make lists of words that describe people when I first meet them, the impression that they make on me in my head. So prior to tonight, I had only met Elena Pinto one other time. And it was when, last October, when she was being honored as one of the top influencers of the year by the North Shore magazine. There was chaos and music and people everywhere, and yet we had this wonderful conversation. And when she walked away, these words popped into my head: smart, articulate, fun, personable, and beautiful. Well, then we had the chance to chat again, and that was yesterday, so we could prepare for tonight. And after we hung up, I thought to myself, wow, I need to add a few words to my list. Energetic, driven, enterprising, innovative, interesting, inspirational, and downright awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you, she is a digital content creator, she's an influencer, she's a former news anchor, and she is one brave chick, and you're gonna find out why. This is Elena Pinto. This is really true, I do this. I actually make lists in my head, when I meet people, yeah. So if I walk up to you and I'm going like this, I'm thinking of my words. Yeah, I'm making my list. We hadn't met. We had never crossed paths, although it's kind of interesting because I learned about you that we do have a lot of things in common. We're, first and foremost, both Midwesterners. And I will say, and I said this to you yesterday, and I do truly believe this, you have that Midwestern sensibility about you. Which I think has been a real driver for her during some pretty difficult times. But I'm going to let you tell everybody a little bit about your past, meaning growing up and where you come from and what brought you to New England.
Is this on? Do I need to flip a switch? Yeah. Is it on now?
Yeah.
Oh, much better. Yes. Great. Hi, everybody. So like Kim said, I'm from Ohio originally, and I grew up in a very small farmy town with not a traffic light anywhere nearby. I went to the University of Akron, which is a big public school, the first person in my family to graduate from college. And I had admired my best friend's dad growing up. He was a producer for the local news station and had treated us occasionally to visits and other things, and I thought his job was really cool, and I went to the same university he went to. When I graduated, I knew I couldn't be picky, and so I applied everywhere because they tell you you have to apply everywhere to get your foot in the door in the news industry. It's really hard. So I had my first job offer from a small station in Kirksville, Missouri. Missouri is Kim's home state. She knows Kirksville, Missouri. They flew me out there. This place is in the middle of nowhere. It is awful. There is nothing there. You're nodding your head. I could not see myself living there. It would have been a disaster. I was so scared, but I said no to the job. And a couple weeks or months later, I got another job offer from a station in Vermont. And I had heard good things about Vermont, and I accepted the job sight unseen. I was like, this is gonna be fine. There are mountains there. It is cool there from what I hear.
Christmases are beautiful, apparently.
Yes,
Right?
there's snow in
Right.
Vermont, always, yeah. They tell us in the movies. And I'm so glad I accepted that job because I fell in love with New England. Vermont is so, you've been, I'm sure, or you've seen it in pictures. It is truly magical. I love it so much. And it really opened the door to more adventures. But before the adventures really began, I was adventuring for the job in the state of Vermont. When I started at the news station there, they told me I could do whatever I wanted. Because at the time, there was really no bad news in Vermont, which is rare.
It's so true.
For a news
Right.
station.
Absolutely.
Just to tell a
Just to give you carte blanche.
brand new reporter, you can do whatever you want.
Right.
Wild.
Right.
So I decided it would be fun if I could convince businesses and organizations and people to wake up early in the morning to be live on TV with me between 5 and 9 a.m., the whole 4 hours. 4 hours? 5 hours? 4 hours, yes. And it worked, and people said yes every single day of the week. So I was, doing something new every day, whether it was aerial yoga or visiting the new restaurant or live at the fair. The photographer I worked with said yes to everything. I was telling Kim this. Him and I at the fair were on the Ring of Fire together. He had the live pack on his back. He's holding the camera. We are upside down on the Ring of Fire. It's the one that goes around and around and around. And this is happening live on TV. He would do anything. We went ziplining together. It was so much fun. And it was my dream first job, and truly my dream every job. Like, if I could have that in Boston, it would be like, wow, what is this? It felt like The Chronicle, essentially, from Channel 5. It felt like that, but in Vermont. It was so great. And so the bad part about living in Vermont and working in Vermont at the time was I was going severely into debt. They don't pay you that much in your first TV news job.
Right.
It's pennies. I think I was making the same amount as a Wendy's
I'm sure that's true.
burger flipper,
Absolutely.
And so
What they weren't paying you in cash, though, they were paying you in experience, right?
yes,
Right,
that's what they
right.
say.
That's what they like to say.
So I knew that I needed to move up, and in the news industry, that's the goal generally.
Absolutely.
You want to move up, you want to get the better job, and the higher you go in the markets, the more money you make. And so I got an agent. They told me I had to do this to get a better job, and he got me an interview in Boston for the traffic reporter position. And I thought, great, Boston is going to be amazing. It is so close to Vermont. I can see all my friends still. I can keep adventuring in this wonderful place. It was perfect. But it was traffic reporting, and it was awful. I got the job, obviously, but it was so mundane, and it was just so boring, and to comparing it to what I was doing. So that was a change. And at the time, they had promised me that I would do these lifestyle, fun magazine, reporting stories as well. But there's always a lack of people, of hands, of cameras, of something, and those stories just kind of get thrown to the wayside. And what got prioritized more at the time was, the car crash and the fire and the blood and the sad.
Well, just a little reference here. I think most of you in this room were around when the switch happened to Channel 7, and Sunbeam came in, and it was flashy, and it was crazy, and nobody had ever seen news like this, and they like to say, if it bleeds, it leads. So Elena, I think, is really talking about that. They promised, we'll have fun, and this will be great, and we'll dedicate the resources for the fun that you would like to have. And then, of course, they would send you to car accidents in the middle of the traffic.
Sure,
So,
yes. There was just too much blood, and they just weren't excited about the fun. And so I was disappointed, but still trucking along and trying to have, fun doing the traffic and figuring out ways that I could move up. And I started anchoring the 4:30 show. They let me do that. So that was something, even though nobody...
AM, right?
Yeah, and nobody's awake. They're like, sure, you can do it. Anyway, that was really fun, though, and it gave me some experience, and it gave me a reel to show them that I can anchor, so that was something. What happened next?
Okay, so let's hold on here just for a second.
Okay.
So you were doing the 4:30 a.m. news.
Yeah.
They had a chance to see you behind the desk.
Yes.
They said, you know what? This young woman's got some talent.
Yes.
Let's put her on, but she's got to sign a deal.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, not even.
Okay.
I had to ask for that.
Oh, okay.
So what happened was, this is year 3, the last year of my contract, and it's the summer before the end. So my last day would be December 26th. And in that summer, 2 viewers sent me an email suggesting that I audition for a movie. And I'm like, I've never auditioned for a movie before. That could be really cool. So I decided to audition. It was in Southie in some old schoolhouse with just one dude and one camera. And I said the line to the camera, and I didn't think I'd get the role, but I was like, okay, that was interesting. I did that. I got the part. And so I was talking to my agent, and we both decided I need to do this role. It is, a local-based movie. It's fun, it's happy, and it won't come out until next October, and I'll be gone because I'm not staying to do more traffic at Channel 7. That's what the plan was. So at the end of the year, when my contract is up, they come to me, the news team comes to me like weeks before, and they're like, hey, we want you to stay, and we want you to do 5 more years of reporting the traffic. And I'm like, no, it's ridiculous. Are you kidding? No way, goodbye. And they were like, wait, we thought you loved it. Like, we need you to stay. What can we do? And at that point, I should have told them that I did this movie. But they told me anything I wanted, right? And so I'm like, this is really good experience. I'm going to ask to anchor the noon show and see what they say. And it was a lot of back and forth, and they said yes. So I made them put it in my contract, because if it wasn't in the contract, I probably wouldn't have done it, right? So now the beginning of 2020 happens. This is 2020, and I'm able to anchor the noon show. There's so much breaking news happening because COVID is exploding, right? And other things are just chaotic. It was a great year to anchor the noon, because at Channel 7, we didn't have a network affiliation, so there was no, NBC network or ABC network to take the presidential speeches, and rehash them. We were doing it ourselves, so it was amazing experience. I'm so glad I did it. And it kind of would have been like that even if COVID wasn't happening. So I knew going into 2020 it would be a boot camp year. Not only was I anchoring just the noon show, but I was also still reporting the traffic. So it was really long days. I was like there for the 4:30 a.m. and I didn't leave until 1:30, 2 sometimes, because when there's breaking news,
Sure.
you stay
all
until the
day.
night crew comes
Right.
in.
Right.
It's crazy. So
Now, all of this under contract,
yes, of course.
and a contract for television pretty much dictates the color of your hair.
Oh yeah.
Can't change that. Can't change your looks. Can't do a lot of things. You can't,
Oh yeah. You can't be in a movie.
That's where we're going with this.
You can't be in a movie.
Can't be in a movie, right?
Yes, you do have to get permission to do pretty much anything else, because you are the face of the TV station. So, like, I see their side, but at the same time, I am my own person. I can do what I want, right? Like, I could do what I want, but I couldn't. So anyway, 2020 is happening. I'm anchoring the noon. I am reporting traffic in the morning. It's going great. I'm getting a lot of experience. And then I think it's end of February or March, and they decide out of nowhere to fire one of the female morning anchors, and the weekend morning anchor moved to her spot, and I moved to the weekend morning anchor spot and started reporting during the week. And then they hired a traffic reporter to take my spot. And I'm like, this is great. I'm moving up. I'm anchoring on the weekends. I'm reporting on things that are important and not traffic, because everybody knows what the traffic is going to be every single day. We don't need this. We know it's going to be bad.
And during COVID, there was no traffic.
There was no traffic. Oh, yeah.
That was the other part.
It was a different kind of bad. So I'm moving up, essentially, and really happy about it. And then it's the day of the George Floyd riots on Newbury Street. I don't know if you guys remember that, but it was like all the stores were looted, and I was reporting on that. So I'm reporting on that. It's the end of my shift, and Jonathan Hall is taking over. You know Jonathan?
I do.
And I'm sure some people maybe that watch Channel 7 know John. And I get a call from the assistant news director, and she tells me that they're demoting the male morning anchor, and I'm gonna take his spot. And I'm devastated because I love this man. I think he does a great job. He did not deserve to be demoted at all. He knows every piece of information about everything. I'm like, those are big shoes to fill. She's like, you're gonna take his spot. I'm like, oh my God, that's crazy. Like, he's gonna hate me, And it just, he had roots and he has kids, and like just his life is just being changed and out of the blue. I felt horrible, and I was emotional about it. And Jonathan was so sweet, and he told me, he was like, Elena, this is your chance to ride the 7 News roller coaster. You get on it and you ride it and you enjoy it, and maybe you'll be kicked off at some point time soon, Like, you could be on it for a couple of months, you could be on it for a year, you could be on it for 5 years, but ride it and get that experience. He told me that he was hired to anchor, and then he was demoted as well. And so, and it just is the culture at that
He was hired
station.
to anchor with me. So
Yeah, and I mean, and Kim has a similar story. I mean, people get moved around,
Sure,
fired
absolutely.
all the time for silly reasons, just because they don't like you or like the way your hair looks or like they think you gained weight or like it was very superficial. Anyway, so he tells me that, and I'm like, okay, I can do this. So I start anchoring Monday through Friday, and I'm loving it, and I'm having the best time, and I'm anchoring with a wonderful woman, Amaka. We're still best friends to this day, and the chemistry is great, and like we can read each other's minds. It's fabulous, and still getting great experience. And then October comes, and I'm on this wonderful New England vacation with my best friend. We were doing Maine and then New Hampshire and then ending at her brother's place in Vermont. And it was so good. And in Vermont, it's the day the movie comes out. And we're like, oh my gosh, let's turn it on. Let's watch it. So we watch it. We watch to my part and we're like, this movie's ridiculous. Let's turn it off. It's great. It's a good movie. I love the movie now. But at first we were like, whoa, we were not in the mindset of Adam Sandler comedy. Anyway. So we turn the movie off. I get a call that evening from the news director, and she's like, Elena, we're so disappointed in you. And I'm like, no. And she's like, you ridiculed the station. And I'm like, no. And so she tells me, she's like, you know, you're going to talk to some other guy from management. I didn't know who this person was. Talk to him. He puts me on leave. And then I get the choice to either resign or be fired. And if I were to have resigned, I would be able to maybe get another job in TV news because nobody would know what would happen. Nobody would say anything. I wouldn't say anything. They wouldn't say anything. It would be this like secret weirdness.
You'd just disappear.
I would disappear. Yes. I would all of a sudden like pop up on, you know, CBS or something like that, you know, another station, or would go to another market. Nobody would ever know. And if I were to be fired, then, you know, I would, I guess, be able to share my story. I would maybe get unemployment, and I would get like, I think it's like, oh, yes, I don't, never mind. We'll say that. So I'm like, fire me so I can tell people what happened, because I had seen that female morning anchor get fired and not be able to like share her story. I saw the male morning anchor get demoted and not be able to share his story. And I saw all of their followers on social media asking them all the time, where did they go? And I couldn't live with that. I'm like, I need to tell people what happened, because I don't want everybody commenting all the time, why aren't you at Channel 7? Like, where did you go? It could be still happening right now if I didn't choose to be fired. And that would not have been good for my mental and my emotional. So they fired me, and I sent out a little press release on Twitter and on Instagram, and I said, I'm so sorry, I violated my contract. I had a small cameo in this movie, Hubie Halloween. I won't be on the news tomorrow, but thank you so much. It was a great time. I loved it. Goodbye. And it went mini viral. Like, it was on the Wendy Williams show, and it was on Entertainment Tonight, and like people were like, this girl was fired for being in a movie. But like, no, I violated my contract. Okay, but still, like, of course, the media twists it.
And Adam Sandler reached out.
Yes.
Yeah, to say, I'm so sorry that you
heard-
lost your job
heard
because,
it.
you know,
Yeah.
right. It's interesting. You violate contracts, unfortunately, and they take these kinds of steps. And a lot of times, I think in the media, they don't really think it through. Elena and I had this conversation yesterday. The idea that if you've seen the clip, she, first off, isn't really recognizable because she's in a Halloween costume. So she could have been on Instagram in a Halloween costume with her girlfriends going to a party, and it wouldn't have been any more offensive than what happened in the movie. But what's so interesting about it is that it's not much forward thinking. You know, you could have used that as a great promotional tool. Look how adorable she is. It's in the mornings. She's on the morning show. You show the clips. You talk about Adam Sandler being in town, and nobody remembers it 24 hours later. It's over. But they turned it into bad PR and not forward thinking.
Well, I think they were trying to punish me.
Of course they
because I
were.
didn't ask their permission to this.
absolutely
But I
right.
knew they would say no. And I kind of felt like maybe they wouldn't, you know, keep me. Like, you know, I did this movie, so okay, you're gone. Like, we don't need you anymore. But going into that last year, I was like, well, this is at least 10 months of really good experience.
Right.
And good practice.
So what I think is so fascinating, though, because to be honest, her story, it's while silly, Elena's already proven it to us. This is sort of this irrational management of television news, and especially during those time periods. But what I think is the most fascinating part of her story is what happens next. Because if that would have been me, and it was me a few times for other reasons, but I would have been searching for another TV job immediately. I would not have changed my thinking. This is what you did that I thought was amazing.
Well, I did search for another TV news
You're
job.
right, you said you did.
And I had interviews at 2 different stations. One was in Albany, New York, and the other was in Charlotte, North Carolina. And after having conversations with them, I was just like, I don't want to leave New England. I don't want to straighten my hair every day. I don't want to be told what to do. I want to report on what I want to report on, which is happy, fun, get people out of the house type of stories. And news stations aren't and weren't telling those kind of stories. Also, I'm in a very committed relationship, and I was at the time, and I didn't want to make him give up his career for my career. So I told him, I'll figure it out. I kept seeing all of these influencers, and I kept hearing that all of these influencers are making money on social media, and businesses are paying them to tell them about their product or their thing or whatever it is. And so I told him, I'm like, I'll get a part-time job. I'll get a side hustle. That side hustle was giving spray tans on Newbury Street. It was great. It was great. But they were so nice. The company that I worked for was so nice. They let me bring in my laptop. I worked from there. They were so flexible with me. It was perfect, the perfect side hustle job.
I have to assume there was a little downtime there. You're not like spraying nonstop, right?
In the evenings, we're spraying nonstop.
Okay,
But
I got you.
I took the morning shift.
Very
So
good, very good.
There was downtime.
Just a couple moms and that's it.
Oh my goodness. Yes, yeah, truly. So I was doing that. I was going on these adventures. I was editing all the time. I was posting videos all the time. I was trying. I was experimenting.
But you just used the word experimenting. You really didn't know what you were doing.
Oh my God, no. Yeah. No,
You just thought,
figuring
if I
it out.
post, hopefully people will watch, they'll follow, and they'll like.
Yeah. I'm like, in my brain, I'm like, let's go back to what I did in Vermont. Let's tell people about the new restaurant. Let's tell people about the fair, the zip lining, the ring of fire, the aerial yoga, whatever it is. And I'll tell it in my voice and in my way, and we'll shorten it down because this is for social media and things can't be long because people's attention spans are short. Yes. So I'm doing that, and I keep getting more and more and more followers. And then it became this game, and I'm like, maybe I can get more followers than Channel 7 has. I got competitive, and I do have a little bit of a competitive spirit in me. And so I kept going and going and going, and then at the beginning of 2023, I was able to leave the spray tan land full-time doing content creation. So it was...
Which is awesome. Listen, that's hard to do. It really is.
Yeah.
It's really hard to do. Okay.
And maybe we should tell people what I focus on, too.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. Yeah, so you're not out like selling Amazon clothing.
I'm not.
Yeah, which a lot of influencers are, which is great.
Totally
but
fine.
more power to them.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's not what you do.
Right. So I inspire people to get outside of the house. Like I said, I love traveling, so I share my travels throughout New England, road trips, weekend destinations. And I'm sprinkling in a little bit of beyond right now. I just had a really great job with Swiss Airlines. I can't believe they paid me money to go there. Like, I would have gone there for free, but it was amazing. And so I try to just make people's lives a little bit happier with things to do in the area.
Okay, so the first question, because I'm probably old enough to be your mother, the first question I would ask, which I would ask my kids, would be, well, how are you paying the rent doing this?
Yes.
So how do you do this?
What happens is businesses, instead of paying for an advertisement in a newspaper, on the TV, in the magazine, they're paying the social media content creator to make an ad for them, but like incognito, essentially. So we're telling people, this museum is so much fun, and it is usually so much fun. I would say 99.9% of the time I like what I do. I do a lot of research before, and I'm like, this is actually going to be great, and I won't go to it if it's a little suspicious.
Because that would make, you not credible on the next stop.
Yes.
Right.
There's always a phone call or a Zoom call. Tell me about your business. What do you do? What is it like? I search their social media. I see what they're already telling people about, just to make sure that we're in the clear. And aside from that, some other content creators will sell things, the Like to Know It. I don't know if you've seen that, the Shop My. So they're selling actual products on social media too. I don't dabble with that.
Yeah.
yet.
But you, interestingly enough, you weave in your customers is essentially what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
So while your customer may not be tied and you're, washing your delicates while you're out on vacation with Tide, but that may not be the case. But yours is a lot of these destinations, locations, and things to do.
Yes, yeah, chambers of commerces, departments of tourism, Swiss Airlines, like.
So Elena, are you reaching out to these chambers? Are you reaching out to them, or are they coming to you?
So I have reached out to some brands, and I haven't had luck in that way unless I have a trip coming up. For example, I'm going on this overnight hike with a friend, and it's in the winter. And so we're reaching out to brands that we already like, that we wear. So like wool base layers, warm outer layers, that sort of thing, sleeping bags, stuff like that. Stuff we already use. And I'm kind of going into this being like, I don't need to make money. I just want to go on this hike with you and have a good time. But if we can make money, that would be great,
Right.
So might as well just send the email. So we're in conversations with a couple of brands. But it doesn't really happen that way for me. I get a lot of interest from business owners, organizations that like what I do and want me to make a video for them too. So it's been a blessing. I'm
Sure,
really
absolutely.
grateful. My inbox is full.
And you can make a full-time living.
Yes, I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing
Unlike
great.
you love that job in Vermont, just didn't pay the way you needed it to, but now you're getting to do that
Yes.
and getting paid for it.
I'm not in debt anymore.
What
Feels
did they,
good.
outside of obviously your effervescent personality and the way you present things, that kind of thing, what are they looking for in an influencer that's advantageous for them?
I would say they're looking for somebody who is communicative, organized, who is creative, and who is going to collaborate with them
Okay.
instead of kind of like doing their own thing and not
Right.
working with the brand.
Are they looking at your numbers and the kinds
Yeah.
of impressions you can get, that kind of
Definitely,
thing?
definitely looking at numbers, looking more so at engagement.
Yes.
The saves and the shares are really big because I feel like those are the biggest action items.
Sure.
Yeah, that businesses want to see. So, yeah, numbers is a big deal. But I also think too, quality of content,
Yes.
because a lot of times they'll ask for you to create a post, but they want that post to appear on their page as well, so in collaboration. And if a post is going to go on their page, it's part of their brand, it needs to look and feel the way they want it to look and feel.
Sure.
So that's something that they probably consider too, is like, do we vibe,
Absolutely.
right?
Is this someone we want to represent our brand?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It is. It's hard. It's a lot of work. People have no idea.
I'm the producer, the director, the editor, the secretary, the financial girl, the talent, the wardrobe girl.
Yeah,
I'm like
absolutely.
the driver, you know?
Right. And you're the Uber driver too?
I'm the driver.
How frequently do you post?
Okay, we'll talk about this in a little bit when I give you guys some hot tips, but I try to post every day, Monday through Friday. And if I have a ton of content in New England, it's important to post now if things are seasonal. So sometimes I'll post on the weekend too because I'm like, oh, the fall's almost over. I have to get like all this stuff out.
Right.
So sometimes twice a day.
Right.
That's the case.
Sure. We have business owners, obviously, in this room. And I bet many of you are thinking about digital, advertising, digital creation. And the two of us had chatted about this yesterday, and I said, Elena, maybe you do have some tips for people in the room, some suggestions, and maybe you'd like to hire her. And if so, I'm her agent tonight.
Yes.
So please feel free to step right up to me. Which, by the way, you don't have an agent, but could as a digital creator.
I don't have an agent, and it's mostly because no one's reached out to me. Well, one person did, and I feel like I'm doing fine on my own, and they take a lot of money.
Yes, they do.
Like
Right.
10% sometimes. Although they do the negotiation, which would be nice, and the contract reading, which, again, I'm a lawyer now. Read my own contracts, yes. Actually, ChatGPT does it, so thank God for them.
But maybe you could give everybody in the room just a few suggestions if they're thinking about going that digital direction, which is, by the way, it's where you need to be. Everybody in this room, if you have a business, needs to be
Free
digital.
advertising.
It-
Yeah.
Maybe free. Depends
Well,
on whether they.
True. If you partake in the influencer marketing, then
Yeah,
that's not
right,
free.
right.
But some if you collaborate with a micro influencer, let's say like 5,000 followers or less, they're still going to do the job. Maybe they'll do a trade. Maybe 10,000. So you just have to ask. You never know unless you don't ask, right? Shoot your shot. I do have some tips though. If you are a small business owner or any type of a business owner and you are dabbling in social media, would that be helpful to talk about these things? Okay, love that. Awesome. So my first, and I made notes because I didn't want to miss anything, so I'm going to be glancing at my phone. I would say the biggest one is to post to be discoverable. Don't post for your followers. Save those posts for the stories, but your in-feed posts should be posts that other people are going to see and then they'll want to follow you. I feel like a lot of times I see small business owners posting like the menu or like, when their event is or like when they'll be closed on the feed, but those can stay in stories, or put it on Facebook or something, but post to be discoverable. Post also to be relatable and funny. People love, you guys use social media too, and you're probably scrolling and you're watching the funny stuff or the stuff that entertains you. So it's now your job to think of ways you could entertain your potential customers, right? So we don't need to take ourselves too seriously. I feel like even like the dentist's office, you don't have to take yourself too seriously. This is just social media. It's for fun. And they know you're credible. They know you went to college, right? Like, they get it. So follow what's trending. Something that you might want to look at coming up is anything around the Super Bowl. Last year, there was this trend that was like the Kendrick Lamar walk, and people were walking that way into their office, into the newsroom, into, the salon, wherever it was they worked. Yeah, you saw it. Everyone was walking like Kendrick Lamar back into work after the Super Bowl. So keep an eye out for what people are doing. And it is okay to plagiarize, okay? This doesn't count, because everyone's doing it. It's called a trend. So it's totally fine. So
everyone needs to start baking. Like,
yes.
even I might start baking, which is really frightening, I can assure you.
That could be funny though. People would watch it.
Oh, it would be funny.
Especially, right? Yeah, they'll want to see how you do, and maybe they're burnt at the end. Hopefully they're not. Okay, so funny, relatable, trending content. And I would say you don't need to include the nitty-gritty information, in the video, in the post with text. Put it all in the caption. And add a lot of information in the caption, because Instagram picks up on SEO words, so search engine optimization. They will see if you in your caption type Beverly, Massachusetts, salon in Beverly, Massachusetts, and they'll send that to anybody looking for a hairstylist in Beverly. Yes, so words are super important. And who's actually reading the full caption anyway? So put the important stuff up top and then put where you're located, who you are, what you're doing beneath it. It might seem funny, but it is super important to find new people and for new people to find you. SEO words. Even sometimes when I'm creating a post, I'll add words into the reel and I'll hide them. You can drag them off the screen. You can drag them down. So you can put SEO, you can sprinkle them everywhere. And on that note, definitely geotag too. Geotag the city all the time. Definitely 100%. Okay. Oh, this is a good one. Make sure your bio is totally optimized. So when somebody goes to your Instagram account or TikTok or Facebook, they can look at your bio or your about section and they know exactly who you are, what you do, where you are, what the vibe is. And maybe there's a link to your website or your TED Talk or your link tree or, anything else that you feel is important to link. Utilize the links for sure. I went to a doctor's Instagram. He's this new doctor. He reached out to me. He's like, oh, I kind of want to work with you. And I went to his account and I'm like, you did a TED Talk and your TED Talk is not linked in your bio? That's crazy. So use the bio, beef it up, include lots of information, make sure people know where you're located. Address, that's good stuff. Okay. We need to be consistent, but we don't have to be crazy. You don't have to do Monday through Friday like I do, or every single day of the week, or sometimes 2 times a day. You can post Monday and Wednesday, or Tuesday and Thursday, or if you got the content Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or just every Wednesday. You're gonna post something every single Wednesday because Instagram actually rewards consistency. So if your followers know that every Wednesday, you're going to post, they'll see it, more people will see it. Instagram will see that you're doing the work and they'll push it out to more people. So try to be consistent when you can. And sometimes what people do is they'll batch content. So maybe they'll reserve a couple of hours on a Monday. They'll come up with 3 different posts and they'll have those for this week and next week. So that could help as well. Experimentation. It's not that serious. Just try it. And if it flops, you can delete it. It's okay. Some things on my page still flop. And I'm like, whatever. Some people seeing it and some people are finding it helpful. And that's fine. Maybe some people laughed. And that's good too. It doesn't matter what size your audience is. Right. There's still an audience out there.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
So experiment with the trends. Experiment with talking to the camera directly. Hi, everybody. It's Joan with the salon in Beverly. We're so excited to see you. Come get your hair done with us. People would love to see that. Are you kidding? I would die if my hairstylist showed up and I saw her face on social media. I'd be like, oh my God, that's Laura. What a girl. It would be exciting. So be yourself on camera if you feel comfortable enough to do that. People follow people and people love people. And I personally would much rather see a face than a flyer.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you're comfortable being on camera, be on camera. And if you're not comfortable being on camera, find somebody else in the office who is. Yeah. Yes.
Great.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, practice. You can practice being on camera, practice talking to yourself in front of the mirror.
Yep.
Maybe you need, some words, like a script or something, so you don't forget what it is you want to say.
Or download that app and you'll have a teleprompter on your, which is really cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I need one of those.
You know what? I have a good one. I'll give it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, after this. But we should talk about apps.
Yep.
I would, if you are using Instagram the most, I would use edits. And even if you're using CapCut right now, I would switch to edits because everything is the same. The text is already there. The music is already there. Anything you save that you see on Instagram is already there in edits. And I find that it is the easiest. You can download the video. You can post it directly to Instagram. It is great, and maybe Instagram rewards you for using edits too. I don't know, but I would imagine they do.
Probably so.
Yeah. Right. Because there's always the little note.
Right.
We use
in
edits.
the corner. Right.
Right. So I would use that editing system if you use that. Another app that I use is called Snapseed. That's for making photos a little bit brighter. That's a good one. And let's see what else.
Does that make you look younger?
No.
Oh. Well,
That one.
we don't need that.
No, but on that note, I would keep it real. People want to see your
yeah.
real face. People,
Yeah,
you know, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, they know.
It's all about the lighting.
We don't need to go back to 2016 for the Facetune. Yeah, we're good. Okay, and the last thing I want to say, okay, yes, maybe there's two more. Post like a creator. So look at the creators that you follow and see what they do and emulate it. So use a good hook at the beginning. Like, want fabulous bangs this February? I don't know. You have fabulous bangs, so I'm like, fabulous bangs? Yes. And then maybe explain it like that. So use a good hook at the very beginning. Put minimal text on screen and the big bulk of it in the caption. Voiceover is good. That's good. You do
a lot of that.
I do a lot of
Yeah.
that. It's good practice. I think there's a button that you just press and it's easy and you can delete it and start over if you want to. Fast cuts. So not super long, not like a big pan of the whole room. Maybe a shot of this side, maybe a shot of the bar, maybe a shot of me and Kim up here. And it's just like boop, 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 boop. Not like, the whole thing,
Yep.
right? So faster cuts. Natural lighting. Make sure if you are talking to the camera, you are well lit. So stand in front of a window with the light coming in or have all of the lights on, okay? You need to be visible. We need to see your beautiful faces. That is super important. And just use your phone. It doesn't have to be fancy. You don't have to hire a fancy camera like we see in the back. But no, this is different. This is important and this is different. But for social media, promise. But for social media, all you need is your phone. And then I would say the biggest thing is we don't need to be perfect. I've worked with a couple of businesses in the past, and I ended my working relationship with them because I felt like they were so just enthralled with being perfect, and it made things really hard. And I'm like, we love you. We think you're great. You don't be so self-critical. And this is not a big deal. It's just social media, and we're just experimenting, and we're trying our best. We all are. Yeah. One more thing. Sorry, this is a good one too. If you follow other businesses and you're friends with other business owners, comment on each other's.
Yeah.
Yes,
very
and
important.
like each other's. That helps with engagement.
Yeah.
Helps a lot.
Excellent.
So, okay.
Great tips. Yeah, exactly. We definitely want to open it up for questions, though, and obviously those questions can be about Elena's current situation. If you've got questions about media, her experience, whatever the case may be, or any questions. Yes, ma'am.
First off, please repeat the question into the microphone so the camera
Sure,
picks it up.
you bet.
There are a lot of kids saying that they want to be influencers as their career thing. What sort of advice would you give to people? Because becoming an influencer today is very different than even just a couple of years ago. What sort of advice would you give?
The question was, there are a lot of children and kids and teens who want to be an influencer right out of the gate. They want to be a content creator right away as their very first job. I think if you have important information to share, go for it. But start now. Start with your YouTube now. Start something now with your parents' permission, obviously. But go for it. Practice. But don't skip out on a college experience or another, learning experience that you might have. Don't keep all of your eggs in that basket, because you might find that you like something else. You might change your mind. You might change everything. You might find that it's not for you. And also, too, you're not going to make money right away. So you're still going to have something. A lot of people who I know who are content creators are not doing this full time. I just went on that Swiss trip with a content creator duo. They're so cute, Dave and Joss. You can follow them too. They have good adventures as well. One is a chiropractor and the other is a nanny. And they're also content creating full time. So they're not ready yet to do that full time. They don't have enough money yet from that to do that full time. So You got to spread out the eggs. That's what I would say. Learn all the things.
It's hard work.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's
I
hard
think a
work.
lot of kids think you just jump in front of a camera and then all of a sudden you're making all this money. I've had the opportunity to interview a number of influencers, and to a person, they will tell you it was a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
And in the end, there's only so many of those who are doing what we all wish we could just so easily do, or doing what Elena's doing.
But I think too, like you can learn it, and maybe you go into the production,
Absolutely.
industry. Like if you get a craft, like say you're the best editor in the land, right? That's a skill.
Absolutely, yeah. There's services that do that.
Yeah.
We use one for the podcast. There was somebody who raised. Yes, ma'am.
So for a business owner who wants to do social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, or now YouTube, what's the length you think is the best portion?
Okay, the question is, what length of social media video is the best for YouTube, for Facebook, for Instagram? The great thing about Instagram and Facebook is if you post to Instagram, you can link it to your Facebook and it'll automatically go to Facebook and you'll get more views. Definitely do that. Look into it. Ask Gemini or ChatGPT if you don't know how to do it. AI knows how to do it. The internet knows. The internet always knows. I think for length, it sort of depends. And I think this is where experimentation comes into play. Try some that are 8 seconds, maybe just showing the vibe, right? Try some that are 30 seconds, maybe a little bit more explanatory, but not too much. And then maybe try some that are a minute. I don't know what that would be, but for me, some of my videos are a minute. Like if the whole itinerary, if I'm telling people about a whole, weekend adventure,
Absolutely.
it's going to be a minute long.
Sure.
And that might be very helpful for somebody that is going to that place, right? They might steal
Absolutely.
the entire thing,
Right.
which would be great. So try everything and then keep track. See what is working really well. Maybe your audience only loves the 8-second videos, or maybe they really like the minute videos. Depending on what type of information you're sharing, those could be great. Travel. Okay, yeah. So see, the full itinerary might work unless you're trying to sell travel. Then the 8-second might be a good teaser for you. Yeah. So it's like, this is what you'll get, but you have to call me to get it. Yeah.
You also, if you're doing it on Instagram, you can get those stats on there, how long people are watching your video. So it'll give you a really good idea where your sweet spot is. It's amazing how quickly people get out. We have the attention spans of gnats.
I know.
Yes, ma'am.
So how many followers do you have?
I have right now 146,000 followers on Instagram. I have 40,000 followers on Facebook and 34,000 followers on TikTok. TikTok I sort of forget about. I'm just like, that's the last one, But I'm doing all right.
Yeah, that's a lot across all platforms. That's great.
More than Channel 7.
Back here.
I have a question for you. It may be unfair, but for people who are over 40, what's the best practice? Because this is obviously something for people who are young, and you can be funny, you don't have to be so serious. But for those of us who are older, who may be marketing either ourselves or our businesses, what advice do you have?
Okay, the question is for people that are older, let's say, what age did you say? 45? For people that are over 40, what do you recommend? Well, I'm 33, so I'm getting there. And I would say keep posting like you're 21, okay? Because there are people, I know I have followers that are over the age of 40 that follow me and want the information. And yeah, thank you. And you're relatable. Everyone in this room is relatable, okay? Like somebody will watch and they'll be like, that could be me. That person is talking to me. She knows what I'm going through right now, So I would say forget the age. Just post like it doesn't matter. Yeah.
You know what the #1 followed hashtag is on Instagram right now? Menopause.
See?
Exactly.
People are looking for information. People are using social media as their search engine, right? So share it.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any tips on how to encourage engagement?
Ooh, I see people doing this and I have not dabbled. Oh, sorry. The question is, do you have tips on how to encourage engagement? So I see people in my Explore page feed sometimes post about how it would be nice if their family or their friends, supported them just by liking or commenting on their posts. And I think that's a great reminder because I think that, we can get lazy. I can get lazy too. And sometimes I'm even scrolling and I scroll past my friend's post. I'm like, what am I doing? Let me get back there, and I'm like, and I'm like, this is actually what I was thinking, and I'll comment my thoughts, right? I'm like, why did I do that? Because we just, I don't know. It's like this weird time warp or just
Because we're
doom
scrolling.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They've really got us.
Yeah,
It's
they do.
bad.
It is bad.
But I think it's okay to friendly reminders and stories. Not a lot. We don't want to sprinkle it in a lot. Maybe twice a year, I would say, in the direct feed. But in stories, if you're talking to the camera and be like, hey, everybody, I would love it if you loved my post today. That'd be cute.
Who else? Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm a very, 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 very small content creator, and my question is something that I struggle with is imposter syndrome. And just if you have struggled with that and just kind of when you were building yourself up, how you kind of manage that, and especially for me as someone who grew up in this area, I'm terrified of people from high school seeing my content, and that's always in the back of my head, and I'm trying to get over that.
Yeah.
So I know it's kind of different since you didn't necessarily grow up in the spaces that you're creating now.
I get it. So the question is, how do we get rid of imposter syndrome feelings? I had it for sure. Yeah, because, transitioning from TV news into social media content creation, and also too, I'm not an expert. I'm not a travel, expert. I'm just a girl who likes to travel, but I'm going to share what I like to do. And so I think for me, and also too, even though I'm not from this region, all of my friends from back home follow me, and all my friends from college follow me. But it's not about them. It's about your new audience and who you're trying to reach. And if they are still following you, that's great. Delete them. Not actually, keep their following. But you know what I mean? From your brain. They don't matter. And your true friends are going to support you in this. And your family might think you're crazy for a little bit, but you're going to prove them wrong. I think that you just have to honestly kind of go into your own world and in your own bubble. That kind of sounds a little bit maybe selfish, but it's okay. It's okay to take care of yourself, and it's okay to do what you want to do. And if you have this dream, you have to keep going. You have to keep trying. And
I would just, if I could just add to this, I think you should see it as a job.
Yes.
And so if others, have anything to say about it, well, that's not their business.
Actually,
It's
on that
your
note
job.
too, this is your job. Sometimes if I'm going to something genuinely, I will be more afraid to take content than if I'm hired for a job. If I'm hired for a job, I'm like, I'm meant to be here. I'm going to take a shot of this restaurant, and I'm going to take a shot of my food, and I'm not going to be shy about it. Turn on the flash. We're doing this. But if it's genuine, I'm like, oh, feels a little different. Yes, you have a
I
follow-up.
was gonna say, I briefly had a store in Gloucester, and you came and did content.
Oh.
For the store, it was a thrift store, but it was also I think dog treats and plant stuff. It was two separate.
Yes.
But the company hired you to come and do content, and you came in there, and I remember being you literally just owned the space and were so confident in what you were doing. And I vividly remember being okay, I need to figure out what she's doing because I want to do that.
Wow.
And so if anyone's thinking of hiring her, do it. I gained a lot of followers from collaborating in that post. You collaborated with all the businesses in that space, and it was huge. So.
Okay,
That's
so
great.
take that. You take up space. You are meant to be where you're meant to be. You are doing your own job, your own work. You're working for yourself. You are employed by you.
Right.
And this is your job. Yes. So definitely, I think what Kim said is spot on. Yeah.
First off, ma'am, The travel lady. I follow you. Okay, Marissa. Yeah, you go on trips and you videotape going on your trips and stuff. Yeah. All of a sudden I was like, hey, I know her.
Help me spread the word. And for you, I have the contacts of luxury resorts in the New England area.
Let's
Oh,
go.
there you go. I love that.
Okay, we'll talk.
There was another question over here. Yes.
How do you handle critiques? Like, I mean, people that critique your posts or like your content. Because my son is trying, and he's been posting like some of his dips and stuff that is associated with football. So it'd be Thursday nights. Until now, it's going to change, but. And sometimes I read his like the posts that people say, and they're really rude.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
And I see that it bothers him, but like, how do you handle those?
Yes, the question is how do you handle critiques, bad comments, meanies, bullies? You tell him that every comment is engagement, and this is good. We want all of the comments. Tell him to keep riling the feathers. Is that how you say it? Riling the feathers? Ruffling. That's it. Ruffling the feathers. Yes, we want the comments. We want all the comments, because for those bad comments that maybe disagree with him, there's going to be good comments that totally agree with him. But for his own mental and emotional, sometimes what I do, if I'm looking at my comments, if I get to a bad comment, I'll close the app. I'll close the app and I'll go do something different. He has to get out of the house. He has to go read a book. He has to go make food, do something, and just change it. Something that my sister-in-law does when her toddler is like almost like having a tantrum, she'll just take him outside. I'm like, that is so smart.
Yeah, just get away.
And instantly he changes. He's like, oh, it's a beautiful day, or like, ooh, the cold air. It just something about that.
But just remind him that is engagement.
Yes.
So there was a saying that we always said in broadcasting, and that's any publicity is good publicity as long as they're spelling my name right. Mm-hmm. So, it's tough. You have to get a little bit thicker, but
also too, if he responds to those comments nicely, you
win them over.
Well,
you
could, or you can make them think, or you add to the engagement.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
There was somebody else, but yes, hi.
I just had a question. So this is an entirely new concept for me, which is why I was excited to come share. My daughter's like, we want to be an Instagram. I'm like, I don't even know what that means. So obviously I do now, and I've read obviously a lot on the internet. But one of my questions is, when you're doing something that's critiquing, right? Like you have Ryan who opens every toy under the friggin' sun and makes $15 million. If there's negative comments or you're giving negative feedback, where does the legality come in those types of concerns?
Ooh. Legality when it comes to providing negative feedback about said toy that you're playing with?
Anything, yeah. So like you're going on your road trip, right? You're telling everybody all the good, but also, okay, maybe I wouldn't stop here for breakfast because it was not very good.
Yeah. Good question. This just happened to me. I went on a genuine trip to St. Lucia, and I was so excited to go to this spa, and it wasn't great. And like the massage was like kind of just like a back scratch, and I'm like, ugh, I'm so sad that I wasted all my money. And when I posted about it, I told people don't bother going to the spa. I wish we would have saved that money and like done something different. And I think that providing your genuine opinion is absolutely okay to do. I think when it gets into more of like defamatory, maybe Kim, you could speak a little bit more to this too, coming from also the news industry. But I think when you say untrue things about, another person or another brand, then that's where it can get a little messy. But if you're just saying, hey, like I tried out this toy and I didn't love it, but maybe somebody else will love it, but it just wasn't for me. So as long as you're keeping the conversation and the dialogue as this is how I felt,
Right.
You'll be fine.
Right. When it becomes a commentary that just you're giving versus, this toy will kill people.
Yes.
I would suggest not saying that.
Right.
I'm not a lawyer and I don't play one on TV, but I would say don't say that.
Good idea.
But my family didn't love this. And I actually saw that the post that she's talking about in St. Lucia, and you handled that really well.
Thanks.
Yeah, you just said, if you don't have time, skip this.
Yeah.
Which says it stinks. Who else? Yes.
Just real quick, I have such a hard time sharing like having a video recording and talking and like forgetting what I'm gonna say, but you mentioned earlier about an app that you use with a teleprompter. Can you share which one?
Yeah.
Thank you.
It is called. I have another tip too for this. It's called Prompt Smart Pro, and I think it costs like $30, but honestly, it is worth it. And it'll record your face too, so you can read the words and it'll record you as well. The problem is you have to use the front facing, so the quality is not going to be as great. So I think with that, really important that you stand in front of a window so that natural light is coming through, because with a front facing camera on the phones, like even like this kind of lighting, you'll look a little bit grainier. The other thing you can do...
I think you look more distorted, too.
Distorted, yeah, definitely. The other thing you can do is just remember the beginning line. Just the first line. Like, hey, everybody, it's Nancy. I'm talking about my groceries today. And then cutscene, right? And it's a voiceover. And instead of your face, it's you pulling the groceries out of the bag, right? So that's a good way to bypass it. I can't remember like so many lines too. Usually for me, it's just the beginning line, and then I'm like, okay, voiceover. What are we telling people?
I think the prompter app, though, if it's something that maybe for your business you need to tell more details, I think that would be advantageous.
Yeah,
I really
for sure.
do.
Try both
for you. Yeah,
yeah, and
absolutely.
it goes back to the experimenting.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, you bet. Anybody else? Anything else? Anybody wants to? Yeah.
Can you explain the voiceover? Is that an app or is that just something on your
Yes.
Instagram that you push?
So we're talking about the voiceover now. You can find voiceover options in edits and in CapCut and in the app directly. I'm just going to pull open my edits now so I can see where it is. Sorry if the words come out. Okay, no. So when you're going into edit something, there's always like the stuff at the bottom that you can click on, right? Like for example, it says audio, text, voice is the third one. So if you click the voice, a little red dot will pop up, and then you can click that red dot. I'm not going to do it now because I've already done this video, but you can click that red dot. It might give you a countdown like 3, 2, 1, and then you can talk directly into the camera. And what I do is I have my notes on my computer or on paper, and I read from my computer from my notes.
So you understand what so voiceover, so you just be reading your script.
You're looking at some product.
Yes.
Right.
You recorded it first and then you can voice over. Right.
Yes, exactly. So you'll lay down the video first, in the little timeline is what we call it. You'll lay down the video first, and then you'll voice over. Yeah, sure.
And you can go back if you make a mistake.
Yeah.
You can go back.
Yep.
It
Delete,
doesn't
start over.
delete your video. It just lays your voice down. Then you just do it over.
Maybe we can do an editing 101 class or something.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay, there we go.
Leslie, I know you had a question.
I have a couple. One is, do you really eat all the ice cream that I say that you eat? And do you really eat all that food? Because it's awesome.
Okay, food and ice cream question. Do I eat it all? Sometimes. But also, I have a really big partner. His name's Hector. He's a big man. And sometimes he eats the rest of it. Yes.
My second question is, what do you see yourself in the future? Like, do you think that you'd like to just continue to do this? Do you want to morph it into go back into television with it? What are you thinking?
Okay, the future is the question now. And that's a good one. I was just saying to Kim, wait, was I talking to you about it? No. I was talking to, is it Nancy? No. With the hair. Karen? Linda. Yes. I was talking to Linda about this a little bit ago. I was like, I don't know what's next, but she told me that she became a realtor at 60. So anything's possible. I don't have children. One day, my life's too cool right now to have children, but one day I want to have children and live for them and experience that part of life. I don't know when that'll happen yet. And if it's not meant to be, then it's not meant to be. But I think a good transition would be providing consultations and helping other people with small business navigate social media, editing 101 class, and maybe just, how-to 101. Mm-hmm. I need to develop that. I'm very busy right now, so it's hard to wear multiple hats. Right. But it could be fun to get back into TV news, although I just feel like I have so much freedom now. I love what I do. It's so nice to work for myself. Yeah, my own production company. That would be great. I would love to make enough money to pay somebody else. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Yeah.
I just want to say too, I went to Artist Bluff in Franklin County Notch after you did, because you did, and then we also went to Hatopia.
Oh,
you did.
How was it?
Amazing.
Isn't it great there?
Yes, because I'm a camper, so I'm always lugging the stuff and I'm squishing my kids into the car and everything like that. Hysterical, but we decided, we're just going to do Hatopia, and it was, I'm on the back 9, so it was really nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was really nice. So, but I think that if you're looking to do stuff, even like Montreal, you went to Quebec.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
She's always also giving, Elena's always giving like a roundup of what's happening over the weekend.
Oh wait, I don't do that anymore.
No, you don't, but you were.
Oh my God, it was so much work.
It is, you know what, I love the dancing. But here's
Should I bring the dancing?
Go through, because it's
Maybe
all
I'll bring
there
it
on
back.
feed. Go through and just see, because some of these events don't change.
True.
It gives you ideas or
Yeah.
whatever, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, fantastic.
Maybe I'll bring it back. But maybe I'll do like monthly, like cool events this month.
It's a lot of work. People don't realize the editing is the hardest part.
And for that, it was the research. Woo! I spent hours looking for cool things and and in the winter, it's really hard. Yeah.
Let's check and see. Anybody else? Anything else? Anybody have anything?
I was just curious who your favorite content creators are and who do you follow? Yeah.
Good question. So my favorite content creators, the City Lists, her name is Marwa, and her and I met at an event, and she was the first person that was transparent with me about what she's charging businesses, and was also a cheerleader for me, and felt like a genuine person who was not competing with me in any way. I love her, and I count on her for so many things. Matt Shearer, oh my God, he is so good. Oh, if you don't follow Matt Shearer, also follow Matt Shearer. He tells really interesting, people-focused stories all across Massachusetts. He works for WBZ Radio. He is a star. I'm trying to collaborate with him on a project. Yeah, I've reached out to him about the 250th of the country, so maybe we'll get dressed up and do something. Yes.
So I try to find you, Elena. What do you want to do on Instagram?
Okay, so my name is spelled with lots of vowels. Are you ready? Yes. Okay, it is. Okay, fair. It's fair. All right, ALAINA, Pinto, like the bean. PINTO.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all.
All right. Anybody else? Anything else? Yeah,
I really
there you go.
appreciate it.
Exactly.
Thank you guys.
All right. Anybody else? Anything else? All right. Anything else you'd like to add, ma'am?
Don't be afraid. Just go for it. Be yourself. Show up on camera. Try. Experiment. Don't forget about the Super Bowl trends.
What was your genuine reaction for Adam Sandler reaching out to you? Was that kind of the first big, once everything happened and you were fired and he heard of your story, was that the first big celebrity who reached out?
The question was, how did you feel when Adam Sandler reached out to you? I was freaking out. No, his manager or somebody in the company left me a voicemail and was like, hey, this is Kevin with Adam Sandler, call me back. And I'm like, what? And so I call him back and he's like, Adam wants to talk to you later. Is that cool if I give him your number? And I'm like, yeah, I guess. And so then I get a text that night and it says, I think I took a screenshot of it, but he said, hey, it's Adam Sandler. Are you available to talk? And he spelled you with just a U, not like Y-O-U. I'm like, yeah, I am. And I had to gear up for it. My partner was with me. I'm like, Hector, you need to record this phone call. I don't know what he's gonna say, but this is crazy. No one's gonna believe me that he actually called me. And he was really nice. He was super apologetic and really sweet. And I told him, I was like, this is not your fault at all. I did this. This is nothing you did. But he was just so apologetic. And he was like, anything you need. And I should have said, I want to be in every movie that you have.
You should have said a job.
Right. But yeah, it was great.
All right. Anybody else? You know.
How is Amaka? How is she doing?
Amaka.
How is she like faring now that you obviously you've been not there for a while, but like how is she handling the news business?
Oh, she's great. She's so good. She's happy. She loves the morning shift. She was the woman I anchored with at Channel 7. She's a star. I love her, and she's content. You know, she's loving Boston. She doesn't want to leave. She really likes it here. She loves emceeing events and being part of the community, and she's happy with the current news team. So, yeah, I'm really happy for her, and I'm happy we get to still be friends. So,
which is great.
Yeah.
Bet.
Yeah.
That's great.
Well, I just want to say thank you so much because, you know, when you direct message someone, you don't want to come off sounding really creepy. And like, you know, I've been following you, like haunting you. I was so determined, like I know I was telling like how the, you know, Linda and the whole committee, like I really want to get Elena. I took the phone, you got to see this girl, blah, 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 blah. And you just delivered tonight. I think, right? Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I know you didn't have to be here, and I'm so grateful that you are. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Good luck, everybody. You're going to crush it on social media. You got this. Yes.
All right.